Coach Bradley Carnell, and we'll just jump right into questions. Jonathan?
I don't think any of us expected Miami to be in quite the state they're in right now heading into this game. How do you make sure to get out on the front foot and keep them from getting some momentum to turn themselves around?
Yeah, I mean, we know what type of a team it is, and in every game they've had chances and they've been, competitive, and it hasn't gone their way. Teams go through phases throughout the season, but you can never underestimate that team especially, and I don't think we're anywhere near any form of complacency or any form of laziness or tiredness. I think there's a team on our side here that we're just hungry for the next game. We're hungry for the next points to be put on the board, and regardless of opponent, and something I've always spoken about from day one.
You were in first in the East, if my memory's right, when you went down there. How different do you think your team is now from the team that played that game?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it took us a while to get into that game, 20 minutes or so, and once we did, I think we started, putting the terms in our corner and dictating the style of play and how we wanted to do that, and I think we outshot them, out XG'd them, so, I thought everything went right except the result at the end of the 90 minutes. We got Kai back. I think Kai was out with his rib injury at that stage. So, I do feel we are a bit more complete, a little bit more healthy, and guys are ready to go.
So, Coach, what was your reaction when you heard Quinn Sullivan got called up to the national team?
Yeah, great question. I think... it's been brewing. I think just with his performances over time now, he's just been waiting for that one moment. For him and his family, it's a proud moment just to be recognized for the good work, and now to be rewarded for that, and to be excited about a camp coming up. And we've told all our national players, we're still together for another week, and there's 3 more games. And while we're getting all these call-ups and information and what have you, there's a lot of work to be done. And I think Quinn's the first one to know what's on the stake tomorrow on the platform, and not to overthink things, and just to do his job, what he's been getting rewarded and recognized for.
Any updates on the injury side of things?
No, just Andre still questionable, Jan still out, but I think other than that, Neil Pierce making his way back slowly, so yeah, pretty good on that front.
And what is your message to your team about what to expect, what the atmosphere is going to be like tomorrow night? Because it'll be Messi's second ever appearance in Philadelphia. Like, what was your message to your team?
Yeah, I mean, it's not we're not overinflating this game. It's another opponent. They wear a different color set of jerseys, and it's 11v11 on the field, and I think that's the mentality going into it. We hope we're going to have massive home support, and we'll leave it at that.
What impressed you the most about how you guys came out the Open Cup game going into tomorrow night?
Yeah, the result, first and foremost, just to get the result, within 90 minutes. I think that's the reward in itself, never to underestimate the USL team, and for sure they made our lives difficult on 1 or 2 occasions, and when we had to put our foot on the gas, we did, and to make sure that we got through to the next round.
I gather you got to give Quinn the news.
Sorry?
I gather you got to give Quinn the news about his...
Yes, yeah, so... I mean, it's good, rewarding, getting information, and listen, Quinn's in a good way, so he's hopeful of something, and it's been a target, to be part of a national team setup, and it's amazing for him and his family, like I said, so it's pretty cool, and hopefully he can cement his place there too.
You preach intensity to your team and plays with intensity, obviously. Mauricio Pochettino preaches intensity to his team, and he doesn't always play with the intensity he'd like. When you watch from your couch, watch this team with a bunch of players who you know, obviously, what do you see and what do you think they're capable of?
Yeah, I think having a look at the roster now, and I think it's morphing, and looking at, the former coach as well, with Greg's teams, they were starting to get more on the front foot, more in the counter-pressing, more urgency on the front line, and pressing from the front. So, as part of the Canadian national team setup last year through that series with the US and Mexico, and to be kind of on the bench for that game too. Yeah, it was interesting to see the dynamic of those players and what they can do, as opposed to when they play for their clubs. And I think Tyler's in this roster now, Tyler Adams, so he brings a natural intensity, and I think that shows the intent of what the sort of unit and the setup is all about, and the direction of where the team goes. So they'll try and dictate a little bit more with the ball, I would assume, and then to emphasize more of the counter pressing. So yeah, I think it's the South American approach for sure.
All right, I think that's it. Thanks, Bradley. Thanks,
All right,
everyone.
thank you.